I was brought up in Alameda Estate. Gibraltar in the 70s and 80s, closed frontier Gibraltar. Those early days saw struggles in a very different Gibraltar, one where unions had to struggle for their rights, for parity. I remember those days as a young boy. My father worked in the dockyard for over 40 years, starting off as what they called a boy labourer in those days. My mother made sure what we had lasted. They were hard economic times for many families. It's been 50 years since the 1972 general strike. And the struggles some people had then are being felt now by some families in this cost of living crisis. Working hard to put food on the table is not an upbringing that you forget. When I reflect on where we have come from as a communities, I can see the tremendous strides we have taken over the last 4 decades. But there's still so much more to do. I got involved in politics almost as soon as I finished university. It's been a long time. But you know, I still have that sense of idealism, that desire to make changes, to make a contribution that drives a desire to stay involved, the dream to improve things for future generations. I was 28 when I was first elected to Parliament, back in '96. That election was in many ways such a crossroads for Gibraltar and an opportunity to make things better. We'd had difficult economic times, a social crisis on our hands, and a GSLP government that had lost its way in allowing that to happen. There were big concerns on accountability, with public finances, jobs and opportunities for our youth. The immediate years after '96 were times of major change, where we built a new hospital, a new primary care centre, recovered Gibraltar from the brink of crisis, repaired the reputation, repositioned our economy, lowered taxes, massively returning money to people, and obtained a new constitution for Gibraltar. Of course, we didn't get everything right, and I'm the first to recognize that. There were also difficult years where we faced major challenges, not just from Spain, but from Britain too. I worked very closely with Peter Caruana with those big challenges. The attempt to agree joint sovereignty over our heads by the then Labour government was a pretty scandalous example of one of our biggest threats. The mood when we confronted Jack Straw during his visit to Gibraltar was ugly and tense. When we met him at number 6, there wasn't a single smile in the building that day. But we overcame that together, and it was probably one of the biggest GSD achievements. Who can forget that tremendous show of collective force in the massive demonstration of March 2002? We'd encouraged everyone to attend, and I remember that moment fondly as I carried my eldest daughter all the way through the demonstration. And the people spoke even more loudly still at the decisive 2002 referendum. No one could ignore us after that. Delivering the speech at the UN the following summer, we had a powerful message to give. That referendum showed what we can do as a united community. 20 years on, we have some new and immediate challenges, and we have to face them with the same confidence we did then. We've got a major public finances crisis, few opportunities, people being left behind, taxed more, less money in your pocket, a failing health service, a housing system that doesn't work, a major challenge in navigating our post-Brexit future. 12 years after the GSLP's promised new dawn, are you better off? Many of the themes that were there in 1996 have reappeared. Accountability, opportunities for young people, opaqueness. We've been taken to the financial brink with massive debt and higher taxes. The government have parked hundreds of millions of pounds in opaque structures where you aren't told exactly how your money has been used and what is left. We're back to the lack of transparency, the issues of cronyism, conflicts of interest, and trafficking of influencers. We need to tackle waste, abuse, and corruption in a serious and robust way. We need to balance our books and help you out of the cost of living crisis. We need to get Gibraltar back on track again, to a stable and prosperous place where people have more money in their pocket. We need to clean up Gibraltar. We need to get Gibraltar working again. A sustainable environment, quality of life for all, a better health service, opportunities and fairness. A Gibraltar we can be proud of. I want to create a Gibraltar where people aren't left behind, where the dawn rises for everyone and not just the privileged few. I believe in opportunity and fairness, a new, modern, progressive Gibraltar with a long-term plan for its future. All that will take hard work, but we can do all that and create that bright future for you and your families.